you're used to going to your bank to do online banking, you'll be familiar with the website, and you'll be familiar with typing your name in and your password, and you'll have a login screen or window or something that you're used to seeing. The trick being used by the phishers is they will send you an email which is branded in the same way that you're used to seeing your bank, and then try and tempt you to click on a link which will take you to a fake website, and then entice you to actually type in your details into that fake website, and they capture the information for later use.
The banks so far have obviously been the big targets, and they've all made some efforts to start educating their customers about not replying or not clicking on links in emails that purportedly come from the banks because they don't send them out. But educating their customers, and particularly those ones who might only use online banking every now and then, is that the only way they're going to be protected?
Education is. The banks are doing a really good job of notifying their customers. But it's similar to viruses a few years back. There's a lot of education to do, and there's a lot of new people coming into, on the net. There's new people buying computers. It's going to be an ongoing problem.
Right, we talked about the banks being targeted in recent months, but has this spread to other sectors of our economy? I mean, retailers, are they being targeted as well?
Yeah, they have. I see this as a broader issue, which I call brand spoofing. And once the phishers have problems targeting the banks, they move on to other high-profile brands. So you'll see other financial institutions, insurance companies, perhaps airlines, where you're doing online check-in and that sort of thing. All these sorts of organisations will be targeted, and we've seen a few of those in Australia already.
So far it's been the big corporates who've been targeted by these scams, but the internet sort of industry associations say that could easily filter down, because as the big corporates get technology in place to stop it, then the people running the scams will look elsewhere. And I want to know, is that going to be the SME layer? Are we going to see smaller businesses with online retailing components targeted?
I think it will do. You might find smaller brands, perhaps people in smaller verticals with high value goods, or online shopping, perhaps, online supermarkets and that sort of thing. So I think it will move down into that space. But essentially, the people that are doing this sort of thing will go for the easy targets first with the high value. But you will see things moving into the SME space. Yeah.
All right. If you're an SME though, you don't have a CIO, you don't have a big IT budget, is there technology available for you to address phishing?
Yeah, I think if you're SME consumer, then the current technologies like antivirus products, anti-spam products, intrusion detection products, the sort of things you buy off the shelf in your normal retail PC store, give you a high level of protection against the normal threats like spam and worms and viruses. This is a slightly different thing. A lot of the antivirus vendors are beginning to detect this sort of threat, and they'd flag it as what we call an exploit or some sort of fraudulent email. So there are levels of protection, but obviously our preferred level of protection is actually prevention, out before it arrives on the consumer's desktop.
But it won't give you that same protection as say, what the big corporates are getting?
It depends whether they're on the service, a service like ours. Yeah. I mean, what we do is work with internet service providers and those sorts of people to help implement this sort of service, so that perhaps an ISP that has got a large number of SMEs, we'd work with that particular partner, and we already have some of those in Australia, to help them deploy this service.